Hey carnivores, welcome back to the channel. It's me, Bella the Steak and Butter Gal. I hope you all are having a fantastic meat-fueled day. I want to wish you all happy holidays as well. Please do drop a comment down below and update me. How are you guys doing with your carnivore progress and journeys during the holidays? January 2023 is World Carnivore Month. I want to help you kickstart 2023 in the best way possible. So that's why I'm hosting the January 30-day Carnivore Challenge with the following fantastic superstar guests. Dr. Shawn Baker himself will be a guest speaker in the January challenge. And on top of that, he has agreed to allot not 60 minutes, but 90 minutes, 1 hour and a half, just to answer our questions in the January challenge. The next guest speaker I will be featuring in January is Dr. Mindy Pelz. She is the fasting expert, especially for us women. And the fact that she will be visiting us and talking about her fasting method is going to be life-changing. So Dr. Shawn Baker, Dr. Mindy Pelz, Dr. Robert Kiltz, the go-to specialist on fertility on the carnivore diet, and Dr. Sabrina Solt, who specializes in regenerative and anti-aging medicine. If you would like to start 2023 with me and all of the fantastic brilliant minds shown on the screen, please sign up for the January 30-day Carnivore Challenge. You will have access to everything, all guest Q&As, all feasting and fasting classes, and all weekly live Zoom calls with my fantastic team of carnivore coaches. Just go to sbgmeetup.com for more details and to directly sign up for the January challenge. So without further ado, let me invite on my good friend, BNS. Hi, BNS. How are you?
Hey, Bella, I'm doing awesome. I know you're doing awesome as well.
You have 500,000 subscribers on your YouTube channel, and you are literally India's first carnivore advocate. So before I get into that side of the story, I do want to open up how you personally found the carnivore diet.
Yeah, sure, Bella. Actually, I believe in constant and never-ending improvement, and I always read about positive thinking, self-help, personal development, etc. And I always want to improve myself. But I'm writing an exam in my country, which requires extensive study. That requires more than 10 plus hours of studying. So in this process, I studied and became fat because I was doing nothing. And I thought that I am moving less and eating more. And that's why I gained weight. So that I went on to the YouTube and I took so many courses and so many things. I tried HIIT training. I tried the rainbow thing where we have a platter of vegetables with different colors. And I did almost everything, like hard stuff. I used to cut my plate into half, where I put the food and on one side of the plate so that I could eat less. I did everything. And do you know what happened?
What happened?
I gained weight.
You gained weight. The opposite.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So I was so concerned at some point of my life that could I be ever fit? And would I get diabetes in future? Would I get cancer? Like I was thinking a lot about it because I was not able to lose weight. I was doing so many things, and even my parents were a little bit concerned because I was literally 97 kgs almost. So it's like I became like the big one.
Wow.
So thanks to my journey into the self-help, that I found a channel. I discovered a channel of Tom Bilyeu's called Impact Theory. He interviews a lot of experts from different fields. And at that same time, he started interviewing people from health area. So world experts from health sector.
Yeah.
So the first video, the profound video that I saw is from Ken Berry. So Tom Bilyeu interviewed Ken Berry, and Ken Berry was saying that milk is not good. And he was saying that we have been lied. And he mentioned so many things, and I was so blown away because I love meat. My name was Meat Boy or like non-veg man or something in my college.
Really?
Yeah, because I used to do that, but I used to eat a lot of carbs also.
Of course,
so that's the problem. Mm-hmm. So I was listening to Dr. Ken Berry and I went into his channel. Everything was quite opposite to the narrative that's going on in the mainstream.
Yeah.
I was literally so shocked, and I was like learning a lot of information, going deep into the rabbit hole. And then I have this habit that if Tom Bilyeu interviews a guest, I have to read the book that is written by the guest. Oh. So I saw the Ken Berry's interview and I read his book, The Lies Doctor Told Me, and it was like done. I am done. Like I was getting so much of knowledge and everything is so common sensical. So see that sometimes when we hear about some sort of health advice, it should not come as it's like something out of context, right? It should be ancestrally appropriate and should be commonsensical, right? So I started to read that book, and then I found Sean Baker and so many people, and that's how I got to know about the carnivore diet. As you know that I'm a meat lover, so that transition to carnivore diet was so easy. January 2020, the World Carnivore Month, right? That's the January
World Carnivore Month. Yeah.
Yeah, it's coming soon. So yeah, people will love this.
Right.
So I just dived into the carnivore diet 100% in January. So that's how it started.
So I want to just go back to your transition period, because I know that you had quite a particular way of transitioning, and I want to highlight that. When you transitioned from how you were eating before carnivore to carnivore, do explain your methodology behind that. How did your transition go so smoothly?
I dived into the carnivore diet in January 2020. So it's almost 3 years now. So that's a good. I'm grateful for that opportunity to dive in. So I did get on to 100% carnivore in January, and after 1 month I lost 25 pounds.
Wow.
I reversed so many of my symptoms, and I was feeling very great. I did not have any problem whatsoever. And later I lost 60 pounds on total. But what struck me is that my transition into the diet, like my journey into this diet, was so smooth and flawless that I thought, what did I do that's so different, and maybe that's so useful for me that it worked. So I just wanted to study my journey, and I started to review my journey back, and then I found what I did, and that's how I was able to help other people in my country because of that discovery. I will tell you what it is. And now I call transition period. Like I made an exclusive protocol about transition period in my diet here because it is working for 99.9% people, even if a person is vegetarian. So what I did was that I did not do 100% carnivore at a time. So I did something that made me to go through the diet very easily. So I did intermittent fasting so that my body would be adjusted to not eating for a while. So that's one thing. And I changed the breakfast first. So that for 1 week or so, I changed the breakfast. That really, really helped me. And later I changed the lunch. And later I changed the dinner. And that's how my body got adjusted to the diet. And when I went to the carnivore, 100% carnivore in January, everything was smooth.
Oh, it was like a seamless transition. So just to clarify, during that whole transition, you ate 3 meals a day, 3 meals, right?
Yes.
Breakfast, lunch, and dinner. For the first initial phase, you only had a carnivore breakfast. The rest of the 2 meals were normal. How long did that go for? Just only carnivore breakfast?
So a carnivore breakfast would go a little bit earlier also because I was learning everything about this. So I knew that I just ate omelets in the breakfast, mutton in the lunch, and mutton in the dinner. So I changed like more than I think roughly 2.5 weeks. I did that. Before that. So I did the breakfast with the only carnivore.
Okay. And then you slowly added in carnivore breakfast plus carnivore lunch. And then the final phase, carnivore breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And you were voila, full carnivore. Perfect. I really like that model because it gives structure and something to look forward to. And it's just one baby step at a time. So that's actually a great tip for anyone who's considering going carnivore. Start transitioning now by doing a carnivore breakfast for a period of time, then carnivore lunch, and then all 3, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, all 3 meals carnivore. Talk about how you literally ate nothing but mutton for the past 3 years. Was that doable for you?
Yes, it was very doable because I love meat. I just love the taste of it. Can you imagine that whatever you liked from the childhood would become your staple food?
You get to eat it every day. I know, it's a dream come true.
That happened to me. And let me tell you one more thing here. So my family, see, in India, just I wanted to give you a context here.
Yes, please.
It's totally hard to convince parents to do something like this because everyone thinks that rice is quintessential. If we are not eating rice, we are doing something very wrong. India is like carbohydrate rich. We eat lots of rice, and many people have this misconception that Indians are vegetarians, right?
Right.
But in reality, it's not the case. It's totally wrong. People love to eat meat, but they can't afford it.
I see.
So what happens is that here, everyone, at least once per week, would love to eat meat like chicken or mutton. Chicken is a little bit cheap, but mutton is way costlier here. You could ask me that, okay, then why people don't eat beef then? Beef is cheap here. But
is
the problem,
I didn't know that.
It is cheap. They say that it's poor man's nutrition or something like that.
Interesting.
But India has like the largest cattle population in the world, right? So it's I think 500 million or something like that.
Okay.
According to religion, so religiously it is prohibited. The beef.
Religiously, beef is prohibited.
That's the reason why it's hard for people to eat that. I respect that. I actually respect religious practices. I don't force it, but at least we have mutton, which is the best. Lamb is called the sheep of the fish of the land or something, right? So it's like very nutritious and it has like nice fatty content and everything.
Yes.
So that's why I'm mainly focused on that. So just to give you the context, so people make a day out of week exclusive to eat meat. It's like a fun day for everyone. So in that context, and because of that, I think that people always narrate a story if they can't get access to something. So people can't get access to meat every day, right? So it's costly. So they think that vegetarian is doing vegetarian diet is a little bit easier for them. And that's why they would love to believe that meat is bad. If they believe that meat is bad, they would not eat it, right? So it's their needs will and their needs would meet. So eating meat every day is like a new concept here, and parents would not allow it. And we respect parents a lot here. So I did a lot of convincing here. In the beginning, they used to say that be careful, like why are you doing this, like cholesterol and everything. They used to say that.
Yeah.
After seeing the results in myself, they are saying that don't ever deviate from carnivore diet.
Wow. Real quick, go through what results you saw, like concrete results, exactly what happened after you went carnivore.
I lost 60 pounds. It's quite visible. And every relative or every friend that come to my house, they used to say that, okay, are you going to gym, my friend? And they're saying, I said that I did nothing. I did zero exercise. And they was like, no, then what you're doing is wrong. They would say that. But I have this ability. I would like to boast myself. I would love to make whatever I do so cool. So once I started to speak about that, people would get intrigued and they would be so curious about the diet because it's so easy, right? We have to eat until our stomach is full and we don't need to starve and we don't need to calculate the macros and the calories and nothing, right? You just eat until you're full and you're happy. Zero exercise. And before that, I used to have lots of hair fall and that got healed, I could say that. And I used to get mouth ulcers every week, I guess. Like every month, I used to have like 2 or 3 mouth ulcers. It was so painful. And after I came to this diet, I did not get that mouth ulcer anymore. And I used to have some headaches before. Now, no headaches. And my father did the diet for some time. He said HbA1c was like roughly 11. Now it came to 5.
Wow.
So my mother used to suffer from shoulder pain a lot. She did the diet and never came back. So I have like tons and tons of success stories, and it's so visible that people can't neglect.
Wow. So let's go back to your typical day of eating. Do you still eat 3 meals a day as a carnivore?
Yes.
Okay. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner. You literally just simply eat until you are full and you stop eating 3 times a day. You said breakfast, you like to have eggs. How do you like to cook your eggs?
I love omelets. The reason why I love omelets is that here I recommend using ghee. Ghee is like super food, right? So when we are making the omelets, I ask them to use ghee a lot so that it becomes fatty omelet instead of just an omelet.
Oh,
So I recently saw some of your dishes as well. So yeah, exactly that.
yeah.
I use lots of fat, and I think if I do not use enough fat, the results are not that great. If I use more fat, the results are wonderful. So yes, I eat omelets every day with lots of ghee.
Perfect. So that's a typical breakfast, lots of ghee, lots of eggs, fatty ghee omelet. Lunch and dinner, you have just mutton. So how is the mutton prepared?
So mutton, I eat mutton in the lunch and dinner in the same style, like mutton fry or mutton steamed, like
Ooh.
whatever concept. So whatever the dish is, I just want the ghee to be used fully. So you know the Indian style of cooking, right? So we use a lot of spices and a lot of things.
Yeah.
So what my mother and grandmother are like expert cooks here, so they
Nice.
know lots of dishes. So I never stick to certain kind of dish, but every day, like I don't know, every day like different kinds, but they make it with mutton, but they use a lot of ghee.
Wow. So lots of ghee and mutton. Those are the staple ingredients for you, and lots of spices. Are you concerned with oxalates in the spices?
So, you know, Sally Kennerton, I watched her interview or this seminar from Ancestor Health Summit back then, and I decided that I should not eat oxalate foods, and I banned certain kind of spices in my home, and my parents allowed that. So in the beginning, I said that turmeric is very bad for us. See, turmeric is considered as godly here, like it's a heaven product in India.
Even here in the States, it's considered like a magical superfood.
Yeah, and the origin is in India, right? The concept
Yeah.
it dates back to thousands of years back.
Yeah.
I know why they say that. It's very good to apply outer side or like to preserve certain food or something like that. We should not drink it or take it, right? Some people during the pandemic times literally drank turmeric milk here. So after learning so many things about oxalates, I banned like turmeric, cumin, and some other stuff. I try, but we still use lots of spices, but not oxalate heavy ones.
Gotcha. So here's a question that I often get asked because I'm very similar to you. I pretty much just eat the same exact meals every single day. You know, I don't typically eat 3 meals a day, but I definitely eat 2 meals a day frequently. Some days many days I also eat 1 meal a day, but I'm literally eating beef, eggs, butter, right? Does it ever get redundant and boring for you? Do you ever get sick and tired of your meals?
I do eat eggs and mutton majorly, but I have some side dishes as well. So here I'm blessed to eat like multiple types of meat in my household. So like mutton would be covering 80% of the plate. So chicken would be there, fish would be there, prawns would be there.
Oh,
so
lots of variety. Yeah, that's actually a lot.
Yeah, but not every day. But every day I have two for sure. Mutton and chicken is there for sure. Chicken, like if I would love to show it with hand, if mutton is this much, chicken would be this much.
Oh, okay.
So it would help me to do the diet a little bit easier. But see, I have observed one thing. If I do 100% strict, we would be in such a position that it can't be explained in words. We will only understand when we deviate from that 100%. Once we deviate from the 100%, we always know inside our brain that 100% is always better. But as long as you stay 100%, 80% of the time.
January 2023 is World Carnivore Month. I want to help you kickstart 2023 in the best way possible. So that's why I'm hosting the January 30-day Carnivore Challenge with the following fantastic superstar guests. Dr. Sean Baker himself will be a guest speaker in the January Challenge. And on top of that, he has agreed to allot not 60 minutes, but 90 minutes, 1 hour and a half, just to answer our questions in the January Challenge. The next guest speaker I will be featuring in January is Dr. Mindy Pells. She is the fasting expert, especially for us women. And the fact that she will be visiting us and talking about her fasting method is going to be life-changing. So Dr. Sean Baker, Dr. Mindy Pells, Dr. Robert Kiltz, the go-to specialist on fertility on the carnivore diet, and Dr. Sabrina Solt, who specializes in regenerative and anti-aging medicine. If you would like to start 2023 with me and all of the fantastic, brilliant minds shown on the screen, please sign up for the January 30-day Carnivore Challenge. You will have access to everything, all guest Q&As, all feasting and fasting classes, and all weekly live Zoom calls with my fantastic team of carnivore coaches. Just go to sbgmeetup.com for more details and to directly sign up for the January challenge. So now let's move into your journey as a carnivore YouTuber, right? So you must have wanted to start your YouTube channel because of how amazed you were at the results for yourself, for your own body. So you couldn't help but share. Talk a little bit about what really inspired you to start your YouTube channel.
First of all, it all began with learning for myself. So I'm a little bit selfish here, sorry to say that. So I started to read a lot of books, and I started to lose weight.
Wow.
And I thought to interview people like Ken Berry, Sean Baker, etc., etc. Now I have interviewed like 150 plus world experts by this time.
Wow.
I did it for myself. So the reason why is that if I know deeply about something, I could help others.
Yes.
Without knowing something clearly, I could not take this diet to the public, right? Because there are so many people with exact opposite interests that they just want to drag you down. So I just wanted to make sure that I become almost an expert myself.
Wow.
So I started the English channel first. DNS Goku Great English channel, so that I interview the best. So and then I can understand everything better. I was about to make a video in English exactly in this place. I sat down and I made a Indian video. I don't know why, but I wanted to make an English video, but I sat down, I made a video in my language. I just wanted to, by that time I was like very proficient in all these questions and answers, and I used to debate with lots of doctors and nutritionists. I learned a lot of stuff, and while I was browsing my Indian YouTube channels, everyone was like saying so much of bad stuff. It's so bad sometimes that people recommend this. So funny. This is so funny. Some people here recommend to eat wheat-based items. The reason, do you know that they said that wheat has this, but people are so manipulated and dumb sometimes that they said that it has uranium in it. So that's why you have to eat it.
It has what?
Uranium. The one that they use to make nuclear weapons.
Uranium? What?
Yes,
That's
uranium.
crazy.
So sometimes people are so gullible here, they will listen to anyone that's there in YouTube. Okay, you're saying that, so I think it's very better for me, so I will eat this. And some people recommend that, okay, if you eat this leaf, you would reverse your diabetes in just less than 2 weeks, so 2 weeks or something like that. People would buy lots of it. I was getting so angry after watching this. I was like literally upset, frustrated, and so much of things, because I was learning a lot by that time. And I was about to make an English video, but I made an Indian video. And that's how it started, and I made a video about it, and that video itself became viral.
Wow. So that's how you started, because you were just so pissed off by all of the misinformation out there, right? And you wanted to correct all that misinformation. Well, kudos to you for that.
Thank you.
And since the holidays are coming up, I thought I would share with you guys my top holiday gift idea, and that is blue blockers. This is what the blue blockers look like, and these are the ones that I wear pretty much every single day. I have a clear lens one and a red lens one, as well as a yellow lens one. And these different colors and shades provide different levels of protection against blue light. All of my blue blockers are from Boncharge. They have excellent high quality frames that really protect your eyes from blue light. And this design design called the MAGNUM design is my all-time favorite design because it fits so well on my face and it is adjustable in height. I love these blue blockers because it keeps my eyes from feeling strained at the end of the day. It also helps with the dryness of my eyes as well. The other benefit of wearing blue blockers daily is it helps you produce more melatonin so that you can sleep well and sleep deeply at night. So I think these blue blockers are an excellent investment in long-term health and protection of our eyes. If you would like to check out the specific designs that I love, I have linked it down below in the description box. You can also get a 20% discount with my code SBGAL at checkout. When you started posting those viral videos of you talking about the carnivore diet, what was the initial reaction from your audience?
So I'm very subtle here. I never promote directly about anything. See, my concept is that if you are trying to be forcible or trying to be persuasive, people will see that and they will think that we have an interest, vested interest. So what I did was that my channel is never about the diet, but it became famous for the diet. I will tell you what happened. So the first video I did was top 10 health tips in Telugu. Telugu is my language. I made top 10 health tips in Telugu. I read a lot of books by that time, right? So I selected very curious and very interesting points, and I placed like very I talked a little bit of about fasting indirectly. I did not mention anything. And at the end of the video, I said that if you want, I said that I lost more than 60 pounds, and if you want to know my journey or something, you can comment it down. And people like flooded, and they asked me about the diet. What do you do?
Yeah.
And then I made a video about. See, I'll tell you the title. The title is "How to Lose Weight Without Exercise."
Oh, nice.
It was so shocking. It became viral. It has like more than 2 million views or something like that.
Wow.
It became, I never promote anything. I never say that you should do this. If I said you should do this, it become dogmatic. I say that I did this and many people did this. You could do this. It's always a choice. But if people see the success, they always try to replicate. In that video, I mentioned how I lost weight, like how I lost the weight. I did not prescribe them anything. But what people did is that they copied my lifestyle. They ditto, like they copied my lifestyle. And what happened is that something miraculous happened. I used to conduct lives every Saturday in my channel.
Yeah.
So I think you also know that. So I used to do that, and I have the software where people can literally come on to the live and video chat with me.
Right.
So I was doing that. People used to come on to my chat and say that I lost 20 pounds because of you. And I said, okay, thank you. And slowly, some people started to cry on my channel. Some people say that my diabetes got reversed because of you. My psoriasis got reversed because of you. I knew that it was having impact. And then based upon the people's response, I made videos about the diet, and the success stories started to pour in. And now I have like more than 3,000-4,000 success stories where people reverse their rheumatoid arthritis, their cancer markers. Wow. And that's how it became viral.
Wow. So you really gathered so many success stories from your own audience to continue to convince the rest of the people, right?
Yes.
Do you think that the absolute best way to convince someone to go carnivore is through success stories?
Absolutely, like 100% of that.
Okay.
But we have to put the science out there as well, and common sense. If you say that if you eat chocolate and you lose weight, you will lose weight. But after that, you will not feel good, right? So yeah, this is a typical, this is a success story that I got, where a person, his age is 22. His HbA1c is 14. Can you imagine that?
Wow.
But after doing this diet for 3 months, his HbA1c is 4.9. He sent me the reports.
Insane.
So that kind of things. This is okay. This is a very good success story. A person got psoriasis. Yeah, and before picture and after picture.
Wow, that's fantastic.
So they themselves provide me with all. This person was unable to conceive a child from long time, I guess 5 years, and she conceived for the first time after doing this diet.
How long? After how long of doing carnivore?
I do not know that. I think maybe 5 or 6 months. I don't know.
Okay. Wow.
So like I got like literally so many success stories, and diabetes reversal is like one of my famous things. Like it's so easy now to reverse diabetes. This
Wow.
person like has 600 triglycerides, and I have another story where like a person has 900 triglycerides, and it would be like, came to less than 150 after doing for 2 months.
Yeah.
So success always speaks. These people are, I'm not paying this. I got some critics saying that I'm paying such people, but I have this software where everyone can come online with
Mm.
a click of a button. Even a hater can come. I would
Mhm.
love to talk with them. So success stories build up, build up, build up, and now I have success story about everything. And people, like if they don't believe my diet, they just see the success stories and they say that this really works, and they try. See, a funny thing
Yeah.
happened recently. I have an uncle. He came to my house, and he works in real estate. So he talks with lots of clients, and my uncle is very fat.
Mm.
Like not very fat, but fat.
Mhm.
So he was talking about I should lose weight, and the client himself recommended him that I know a diet that works wonder, and he showed my photo. And the uncle was so shocked that he said that I know him. So
Wow. So you really are making quite a huge impact.
see, once we know a lot about something that is working, we can't literally shut up, right? We have to share to others, and it
Exactly.
always have a good value back. If you give value, you will get value. That's how I believe.
Mhm.
And WhatsApp is very famous here. I don't know about that in US,
Yeah,
whether
we
it's
use
famous.
WhatsApp here. Mhm.
So people, why I'm popular here is that my videos about diet got downloaded and they started to share in the WhatsApp majorly,
Oh.
and it became so viral that I think some of the videos maybe gone to 20 or 30 million views because
Wow.
of that. And now everywhere, like literally, I'm not boasting, but I'm very grateful to say this. Whenever I go to like a mall or like even some part of India, people recognize me. Like they say,
Wow.
thanks, because of you, I lost some weight or like reversed
Wow.
this. So
Wow. That's
I'm grateful.
fantastic. Well, bravo to you, BNS. You truly are changing lives. So how many do you think estimate? How many lives have you changed? How many people have you convinced to go carnivore?
I'm pretty confident about it. Like I'm really confident because we can always sample it, right? So I am very confident that more than 100,000 people definitely switch to carnivore diet because of the channel, and I'm very grateful to be in the position because I always talk about numbers because if 1% changes radically, they just want others to let like tell about this, right?
Yeah.
See, if you lost a lot of weight and if you're how to say this, if you're looking very stylish and you are like gaining muscle and you are reversing so many things, you just want others to know about this. You just talk about it everywhere, or
Mhm.
other people will recognize that and they will ask about you, right?
Yes, they
So
will
one
notice.
person
Mhm.
will like one will become 10 and 10 will become 100. So I think that's how it's spread.
I know that you love to boast how you're so strong against doctors. Even, doctors who try to come and tear you down and break you down, debate you, you can still win because you are so well informed. Talk about that experience.
First of all, I'm not against any doctor because doctors are trained in this way and they think this is the because they don't get enough nutrition education in their medical
Yeah.
schools, right? But I'm sometimes like we get frustrated, right? I will tell you like a funny story. My mother used to have energy problems and she went to a doctor and do you know what doctor recommended? It is so funny.
What?
The doctor recommended her to eat sweets every day so that she
What?
becomes energetic.
Yeah.
And I have this app. There are so many apps here. I used to book an appointment with the doctor, and I used to just debate with the.
Oh.
I would, I would just go there. Doctor, my friend is saying me to transition into this diet. What would you say? And they say that no, you should never do that. It will damage your kidneys. And I always like play it cool, doctor. But according to the studies, like I always, it would go into that. And after that, when I made a channel, some nutritionists. I'm very fortunate that 95% plus doctors are supportive of me. That's I need to say that.
Wow.
Like there are some nutritionists that made like elaborate videos about why I'm wrong, and it's so silly. I used to debate and I would debunk all of them. And later, what happened is that the doctors who debated with me became my friends, and they became my loyal supporters. So slowly they started to recommend to their patients, and I'm very happy that it's going well.
Wow, that's phenomenal. So then now that you are really influencing so many viewers to consider going carnivore, when they are committed to go carnivore, what are your best tips? Like, what do you tell them to start off with doing?
So as it's January coming up, so I think it's very useful for them. So I think there is like roughly 20 days, right? So 20 days. So I recommend anyone who is starting the carnivore diet or willing to start the carnivore diet in January, I recommend them to go through the transition period first. What they could do is that they could switch the breakfast first along with intermittent fasting. I know intermittent fasting is not that useful when you go into the carnivore diet, but before that, to prepare your body, it's very easy. So you switch the breakfast up with something fatty and protein, like omelets or something.
Omelet, yeah.
And then you do intermittent fasting. And then the next week, you could switch lunch to entire carnivore food-based lunch. And you could start doing the dinner, like start shifting the dinner a little bit. I mean, add some more meat to whatever you're doing in the dinner. And then at the last, you just completely switch the dinner with the meat based. And then once you come into the carnivore diet, try to be 100% strict in the first month. That's very, very important. You should not deviate at all. And it's very important that you use a lot of fat as well, because some people do very protein heavy. It does not work in the long term. And I've seen that people suffer. So if you do not want any transitional issues, symptoms like headache or like fever or something, try to make sure the transition period is very strong. If you make the transition period very strong, then the 1 month period would flow very beautifully. And I recommend, if possible, and I know that after the 1 month of the challenge, you would love to do that for another 2 months, and 3 months is a golden spot.
Yeah, I like to say that too. After 90 days, things are pretty much, sealed and you are ready to just continue. You don't want to leave. That's typically what I, see over and over. So fantastic tips, fantastic advice, and even more fantastic story. You are so awesome for influencing so many people to go carnivore. So bravo to you, BNS. So before we wrap up, where can people find you?
Thanks, Bella. So I have 2 channels. One channel is Indian, so that's Telugu Superhumans. But I would love to see you guys at BNS Goku Great channel. That's my English channel where I interview world experts. And my Instagram is carnivore_superstar.
Everything is linked down below in the description box. Definitely take a minute, show your love and support. Thank you so much for your time, BNS.
Thank you. It's a pleasure, Bella.
Yay. Thank you all so much for watching the video. Please do not forget to hit like, subscribe, and feel free to share this video as well with friends and family to help me spread the word about the carnivore diet. And if you are looking for a community to belong to lean on for 24/7 support and guidance, come join the Steak and Butter Gang. I will be hosting the most epic 30-day carnivore challenge in January 2023 with the following fantastic superstar guests. Dr. Sean Baker himself will be a guest speaker in the January challenge. And on top of that, he has agreed to allot not 60 minutes, but 90 minutes, 1 hour and a half, just to answer our questions in the January challenge. The next guest speaker I will be featuring in January is Dr. Mindy Pelz. She is the fasting expert, especially for us women. And the fact that she will be visiting us and talking about her fasting method is going to be life-changing. So Dr. Sean Baker, Dr. Mindy Pelz, Dr. Robert Kiltz, the go-to specialist on fertility on the carnivore diet, and Dr. Sabrina Solt, who specializes in regenerative and anti-aging medicine. If you would like to start 2023 with me and all of the fantastic brilliant minds shown on the screen, please sign up for the January 30-day Carnivore Challenge. You will have access to everything, all guest Q&As, all feasting and fasting classes, and all weekly live Zoom calls with my fantastic team of carnivore coaches. Just go to sbgmeetup.com for more details and to directly sign up for the January challenge. Thank you again so much for watching to the very end. I hope you all have a fantastic rest of your day, and I will see you in my next video. SBG out.